Hi, and welcome to Cashing Coins. Today I want to discuss the ongoing discussion about silver. Is there a shortage? Is there surplus? And why are the mints and the dealers crying out that there isn't enough silver? Well, let's get into it. Hi, and thank you for joining me here at Cashing Coins. The media, dealers, and mints are giving mixed messages about silver. What's the truth? Today I'm going to go over some recent articles that discuss these issues. It's going to discuss the US Mint, the Mexican Mint, and the Perth Mint. Silver is that distinct metal that is both a store of value and an industrial metal. If you're a stacker, you really understand the value of silver as real money. It has been used as money for thousands of years. Bullion coins produced nowadays by many countries still place a denomination on silver, like the Canadian $5 silver maple. So, yes, silver is actually spendable money in 2021. Now, I wouldn't spend a silver dollar or a silver $5 because it's obviously much more valuable as bullion. We know that silver's been manipulated throughout the years and yet manages to hold on to its store of value. But it's much more than that. As I mentioned, it's an industrial metal. It's in so many applications, from microcircuits to medical supplies. We all know that silver is moving right now. Constant shortages are mentioned from dealers to mints. Some issues are blamed on the coronavirus and the surge of physical purchases of silver caused by us, primarily stackers. Silver is proven to be a game changer. Its price drops drastically, then pops up in just over a year. It went from like $14 to $29. Here it is at SD Bullion. And it's also been everywhere between. So if you're a long-term silver investor, you know silver will do its thing, and you will always have an opportunity based on its history. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, so make your own decisions. I'm just talking about my own experiences. I looked on Monex, their website, and they had this to say: worldwide market demand for silver is growing while supplies of silver are diminishing. New high-tech uses for silver will further strain already tight supplies in the future. World demand for silver now exceeds annual production and has every year since 1990, depleting above ground stockpiles of silver. The US government, once the largest stockpiler of silver on the planet, dumped billions and billions of ounces of silver into the world market over the years, resulting in depressed silver prices. Today, that government silver hoard is gone, and now the US government is a buyer of silver at prevailing world silver prices. And we know this is true because the US Mint has stated shortages in the past few months, and according to Numismatic News, the US Mint thus far in 2021 has been unable to produce sufficient gold and silver American Eagles to meet continuing strong public demand. Retailers are now often quoting delivery delays of as much as 3 to 4 weeks after payment, or have often been forced to stop selling these coins altogether. Then it goes on to say, as we have been informed by the US Mint's primary distributors called authorized purchasers, the Mint has not been able to further ramp up production of gold and silver American Eagles because it has not been able to acquire sufficient metals to do so. The global shortages of physical gold and silver inventories have been rampant for more than a year now. When shortages persist for such a long time, the free market reaction would be for prices to increase. Indeed, gold and silver prices have increased over the past year. From March 19, 2020 through March 16, 2021, the closing COMEX gold price rose 17.7%, And from March 18th, 2020 through March 15th, 2021, the COMEX silver close jumped 121.2%. Yeah, despite these impressive price gains, the shortages of physical gold and silver have persisted. That signals that the gold and silver prices for physical metals should be even higher than the spot prices reflected by trading in the paper markets, such as the New York COMEX or in the London Bullion Market Association. As current buyers of physical gold and silver products are aware, these products today cost much higher above the paper market spot prices than in normal markets. Now, this article is simply saying that the premiums are closer to the real value of silver than the spot prices, especially because of the shortage and because they have been unable to manufacture silver coins. Now, Bloomberg News reported the U.S. Mint said it is still rationing its sale of silver coins because of the continued exceptional market demand, as well as the limited supplies and manufacturing capacity. While the Perth Mint is singing a completely different song altogether. They just put this statement out. In March, social media chatter about a shortage of silver should be treated with a healthy dose of skepticism. While the Perth Mint is currently experiencing increased demand for its products and services, customers can still invest in leading Australian silver bullion coins and pool allocated or unallocated silver via our depository. Like gold, unallocated silver remains fully backed by physical metal at the Mint. The current scenario in which some Perth Mint physical products are temporarily unavailable does not equate to a shortage of metal at the Perth Mint or in world wholesale markets. What it actually reflects are the constraints in production capacity here and at other bullion mints around the world to fabricate enough silver as finished bullion products. Yeah, wow, two very different stories, huh? I also looked at another article on Numismatic News, and it says, to put it all into context, right? Numismatic News stated, as with any production operation, there are trade-offs. I'm sure many readers remember the toilet paper and other shortages within the past year. Manufacturers try to maintain enough facilities and staff to continue to be productive during periods of regular production, plus a little cushion. It increases overhead and labor costs to maintain higher production capabilities much above this level. Therefore, a supply squeeze can develop during periods of high demand, as it can take some time to augment production levels. Let's hope the production problems at the U.S. Mint and Casa de Moneda de Mexico and the Perth Mints are simply the kinds of concerns that arise with any business when demand soars. As I read this, there is a shortage, but only because they cannot keep up with demand, which in turn should normally raise prices, but not really happening. We would have to wait for all the dust to settle to really have a clear picture on silver and gold. With that being said, no matter how you read it, silver seems to be the hot commodity. So, as a stacker, I can only say keep on stacking. Well, thank you so much for watching Cash and Coins. I hope you like, share, and subscribe. Give me a comment, your thoughts on what's going on with silver, what's going on with the mints, what's going on with productions. I'd really like to hear. Well, thank you so much and have a wonderful, wonderful day. And see you on the next video.